This is Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. I'd like to start off by saying, Barak atah Yahweh, Barak atah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaf Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Vatazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Amwan back at you with another lesson. And going into the title, all right, breaking prophecy. Okay, Iran declares war. Okay, and this is from yesterday's article, right, from the World News, and it says Iran declares total war against U.S., Israel, and Europe as Islamic Republic seeks to expand nuclear capabilities. Okay, so you know that's prophecy right there. Okay, at the end of the day, and see. Those that are in this truth, all right, in this ministry, the real prophets, the true prophets are speaking prophecy on a daily basis, man. Okay, because that's the spirit that we're supposed to be in, the spirit of prophecy. All right, if you're not in the spirit of prophecy, then you are not a true prophet at the end of the day. All right, so this is Revelations 19 and 10, and it says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not." All right, why? Because John the Revelator was trying to worship an angel that was sent, all right, and the angel told him not to because he was his fellow servant. He says, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, okay? And again, you know, prophecy is the main thing that we have to continually keep speaking, all right? Because the more we keep speaking about prophecy, man, the more these things come into play, all right, because we're speaking it into existence. All right, so you're going to hear the true brothers of this truth. All right, they're going to all speak prophecy. Okay, this is Revelations 22 and 18. For I testify unto you, every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add on to these things, over there. If any man shall add on to these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. All right. And the main focal point was, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of prophecy. Okay. This is, let's jump up to 10 real quick. It says, he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. Okay. You see? So prophecy, again, is always being played out through the scriptures. All right. So with that being said, okay, let's grab this real quick, which I'm not even going to go into the article. All right. There's no need to. All right. The headlines is enough. All right. Iran declares total war against U.S., Israel, and Europe as Islamic Republic seeks to expand nuclear capabilities. All right. Now let's grab 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. And this is going to be a quick one. All right. This is 2nd Ezra's 15 and this is 28. It says, behold, a horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and that they and all, it's like that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. All right. So they're going to come out with a lot of chariots, meaning what? A lot of military army, you see. They're going to come out with their military army. Okay, it says also the Carmenians, which the Carmenians go into, all right, the Iranians, all right, it says raging in war, okay? They're going to be raging in war, so something's going to end up happening where they're going to rage in war and they're going to be very pissed off, right? And you see that all these nations are angry with America to begin with, man, okay? So each and one of these nations, all right, are going to eventually be angry and they're going to be in total rage, okay, with America. That's why the beast shall hate the whore, all right, and all these other nations shall come up against America, all right, and they're going to fill her with fire, all right. This place is going to be a lake of fire. So it says, also the Carminians, all right, which are the Iranians, all right, raging in war, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, and the land of the Assyrians is going into America. All right, so they're going to waste a portion of America. All right, and they're going to join in battle. Okay, because see, right now you have all these other nations coming up against America also. All right, as a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick and I'll jump back to that. All right, you have Joel. All right, this is Joel 2, and let's take it from 3, Salakia 3, and let's take it to 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. All right, so you're going to see, you know, these weak nations that, you know, were once, you know, real weak. All right, now they are strong. They're all showing their teeth. Why? Because they have thermonuclear missiles, you see, just like everybody else. So they have the power just like anybody else does. All right, because at one point America was the only place that had the only people, and a couple other nations, you know, but they were the main ones that had all this military power, you know, all these military weapons. They had the atomic bombs, you know, they had all these different types of missiles, and they were the powerhouse. All right, but within time, all right, all these other nations ended up getting the same type of weapons that they had, you see, from being helped from other nations. All right, even America helping them at one point and giving them, you know, weapons. Okay, see, they don't forgot about all that. See, but now everybody has military, thermonuclear missiles. All right, and now they're able to go to war with anybody. See, so it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, and this is why you see, you know, a lot of war out there being brought out. Okay, on the eastern hemisphere. All right, this is why you had the Euphrates River is being dried up. All right, because around there is where you have the valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, and they're all going to have World War III out there. Okay, so let's grab this real quick. This is Isaiah 34. Okay, and it says in 1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has delivered them to the slaughter. You see, so the Lord has these armies rising up against each other, as the scriptures say, nation shall rise up against nation. You see, there should be wars and rumors of wars. This is why you're hearing about rumors of wars every single day. All right, those rumors of wars are basically just more and more warning signs that the Lord continually gives you, letting you know that this place is going to be done for through World War III. All right, so all these different nations are rising up against each other, nation against nation. Okay, Shalom Malak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. Shalom to the sister, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. Blessings to you and your households. All right, so let's grab back to 2nd Ezra. All right, 15 and Salakia, and what was I? 30. Also the Carminians, okay, the Iranians, raging in war, wrath, all right, which they're going to be pissed off, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, all right? And they're going to go back what? To their true nature, okay? Because Ishmael was a wild man, all right? So they're going to go back to their true natures at the end of the day, you see? It says, as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. You see, remembering what they're about. And if they shall turn them, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Okay, so that goes just to show you that these devils, all right, these other heathens, these Iranians, all right, they're going to end up going into a heavy war, and they're going to waste a portion of the land of America, all right, which is, you know, being referred to as the land of the Assyrians, all right. And it says that they go, what did it say, real quick? It said, and they shall join battle with them, all right. Why? Because they're going to be in battle with Russia, all right. Let's grab that, Ezekiel 38, okay. Ezekiel 38, so like it goes into, let's just take it from 2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them. All right. And Gog and Magog going into Russia. All right. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even Salakia, a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, so the Lord's going to put the spirit back in them. All right, that Soviet Union spirit that they once had. Okay, and they're going to be coming out with their horses and horsemen. All right, with their armies basically, and all their weaponry. Okay, all their tanks. All right, and it says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya. Okay, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Okay, and this is going back to, you know, basically, you know, the Africans. Okay, Gomer going into the Turks, you know, Persia going into the Iranians. Okay, so they're going to be a guard. All right, Russia's going to be a guard onto them. All right, and that's what you see right now. All right, you have Russia that's guarding Venezuela. You have Russia that's guarding Iran. Okay, so it's all prophecy being played out. All right, prophecy is speaking more than is ever spoken. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing. This is why we tell you we're in beautiful times, man. All right, and you have to take heed to the times that we're in and hearken on to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's word, because there ain't nothing left else to do. All right, prophecy is speaking so much that all you can do is but to sit there and prophesy, right, as the scriptures say, but also sit there and just turn to the Lord, man, because if you don't, you're going to be destroyed with this place. You're going to be destroyed with everything here. All right, and you want to have a chance of salvation, all right, as a prisoner of hope, hoping that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has mercy upon us, man. All right, so it says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. You see, so they're going to be a guard, a protection. Okay, and you also have China that's helping these other nations also. You see, so that's how you know that America is just going to be done for, because America ain't going to be able to take out just Russia and China alone. All right, America has no chance. Okay, now the pride of their heart is going to think that they're going to be able to have a chance. All right, but hey, as the scriptures say, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee. All right, whether it be with them trying to battle the Lord or come up against the Lord, or them even trying to come up against all these different militaries, all right, around the world that are actually pissed off, all right, at America. You see, so they're never going to make it out of here. Right, and it says, I'll keep going a little bit more and then I'll close it out. After many days thou shalt be visited, in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought from that is brought from the sword and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right. Which at the end of the day, you're going to have Israel that's going to be wasted too. Israel, our homeland, is going to be smacked, all right, with thermonuclear missiles also, because it has to be cleansed. All right. A lot of wickedness in our own homeland, all right, is being brought. All right. And not only that, those are not the people that live there today, the small hatters, right? Those are not the true people of that land. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true people of that land. All right. So the Lord's going to annihilate that place also. Okay. And it says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Yeah, that's what's going to happen with Russia. They're going to have that evil thought. All right. Putin's going to have that evil thought and go straight to America. All right. And annihilate it. He's one of the main ones that's always speaking about, disintegrating America also. He's always giving chilling warnings to America and the rest of these nations also, you see. So again, prophecy is being played out. Okay. And America being hated the most, also, these small hatters out there, that's why scriptures tell you the least of the flock shall draw them out, you see. So that's what's happening right now, man. All right, through the spirit. And then let's grab this last part, and it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of the unwalled villages. All right, which the unwalled villages is a representation of America. Why? Because America has no protection. America right now is just so involved in having war with all these other different nations, right? You just heard about Trump bombing the shit out of Nigeria. You see, they always just coming and sticking their nose where it don't need to be. All right, so this is why this place is called the unwalled villages. All right, because it has no protection. They are everywhere except in their own damn land. All right, protecting their own land. Okay, and that's why there's going to be a lot going on here in America while they're out in these other different countries waging war. All right, it says, and I will go to them that are at rest and that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. To take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Okay, so eventually, that evil thought that Putin's going to have. All right, that's how America is going to be annihilated from New York to California. All right, with the main one bombing America being Russia, all right, and the rest of these nations also coming together with 200 million missiles to smack America, all right, and America, all right, is going to be disintegrated, never to be inhabited again, all right. The earth itself is not going to be, destroyed, because the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiastes 1:3, one people cometh, the next generation, one people passeth, the next generation cometh, all right, but the earth abideth forever. So the earth is always going to be here, man, but it's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, as it tells you in Isaiah, the 20th chapter, verse 24, I believe. All right. So just wanted to give that breaking prophecy news. All right. As always, as a matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. All right. Since I'm at 38, I'll take 38. And oh shit, that's just crazy. Why does it say that? Yo, that's crazy. My shit is tripping right now. I'm in Ezekiel 38, and 1 has a 15, and that's spiritual because it's actually got the first verse of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, verse 1, but it's in Ezekiel 38 as the first verse. So I'm gonna read that to the spirit. All right, look, just so y'all can see it. Look, I'm in Ezekiel 38, but it says 15 as the first verse. And it says 15:1 from 2nd Ezra, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see, so we continue to keep speaking that prophecy, them giving that prophetic message. All right, because the prophets of old spoke always about what? All right, prophecy, man, of wars, okay, pestilences and evils that's coming upon the earth, and that's what's coming. All right. So just wanted to close that out with that. So with that being said, Lord willing, you were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, and the like-minded brothers. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom, keep fighting the good fight of faith and doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Continue to watch and silence you women that are the true followers of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And hey, keep praying that this place goes, all right, that 2026 be the year of, you know, a Bible ball, all right, destruction to America. So with that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, Malak, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, sister.